sometimes living in Texas with the weather, it can be a challenge. Some days it can be really beautiful. We have hot, sunny skies sometimes in the summer. It can be very, very hot. And if you're not used to it, it can be, very uncomfortable. But after you get acclimated to it, it's just something that we live with. Although it's not as hot as, say, Arizona or maybe Southern California. And
I guess it's
sometimes we
vegetable
dye
They paint the
grass
green to make it really, really green.
Make it really pretty because
It
can get very, very dried out,
Yeah.
very crunchy, and there's a lot of dust. Sometimes we don't have enough rain. It just does, we get a little bit drought, but it can change in a matter of minutes. You can be trying to outrun a storm, trying to get home, trying to get to a safe spot, just trying to get out of the path of whatever's coming. And then, like this winter, we had early snow. No, we don't have pandas, but I just thought it was cute. And we had probably more snow, the first snow of last year, than we'd had in a long time. Missed work, couldn't make it down the road. It was just too treacherous. Eventually it melted, and these guys were happy. Thank goodness it melted. They were, cooped up for quite a while, and they like to run around outside, and she sure was happy. She loves to be outside. And my old guy, he likes to go out just for a little minute, and then if it gets too cold, he comes back in. We had some ice, broke a lot of branches, brought down a bunch of the power lines, and eventually they start to melt and start to thaw out a little bit. And then, of course, the scraping the window off your windshield when your defroster doesn't work, and the driving on the roads can be kind of treacherous, and it may look like I'm going faster, but I was going probably about 20 miles an hour, and that's on a road that's 75 mile per hour limit. So it was down to one lane on both sides, and it was, we had to be very careful because we're not used to driving in this stuff down here. Up north and a little bit, to the east, y'all have the harder winters, more snow. We don't really have that much, but we had more snow on the first snow than we normally would have throughout the whole winter. And then it just kept coming, and we had a couple of other snows. This road is just a 2-lane little road going into town, and it pretty much shut us down. We weren't used to it. It was just too much for a lot of people to handle down here because we don't have a lot of snowy, icy weather. People weren't used to driving on it. Caused a lot of wrecks, a lot of problems, and sometimes when we're in this kind of weather, in this part of the town, or this part of the country, it kind of shuts us down just for the safety of it. A lot of businesses close down, let their employees off. Well, there's my cactus. Snow on the cactus. That's an unusual sight. And there was just snow and ice everywhere. It was just, you couldn't escape it. There's my other little succulent plant. Finally it thawed out. We got a little bit of sun. Got rid of most of the snow. That's what our usual sun looks like. Our beautiful, beautiful bright blue clouds. Then, of course, it can change in a matter of minutes. It can become cloudy, gray, all in the same day. And just trying to deal with that. Just the weather was really crazy this last year. was hard for the farmers to get in the field. It got too wet. We had a lot of rain. We had a little flood. This is some of the water coming down at work. It just was covering. You can't really see it very well, but it was like covering the whole sidewalk. There's like a little current going by. It looks a little bit like still water, but it's rolling, and it was very slick. Flooded just about everywhere. That's backyard. There's the drive-through at McDonald's, all the way up to the bottom of the cars. There's the very back end. They couldn't even get into their trash cans, and this is the day after it flooded in the park. Just puddles everywhere. We sure got a lot of green grass. Changed the brown grass to the green. Kind of dried up a little bit. It made everything really pretty, really beautiful. We usually don't have that much rain all year. We had enough in that one flood to really stock us up for the whole year. The fruit trees started to fruit out, and then other plants they're getting their green back, and flowers are blooming. These are some of the flowers that are pretty common here, the lilies, and I mean, it's just beautiful to see the flowers when we have enough rain. If the people who plant gardens, if they can get enough water on their plants, it's really pretty, really beautiful to see some of the gardens here. And this is hollyhock, which is like super common here. You see them everywhere. This is my neighbor's hollyhocks. They come in so many different colors, just, mild pinks to very vibrant pink. Different patterns, just really super common here. You see them just in every couple of yards you go by, there's hollyhock plants everywhere. I really like the deep pink ones. These are really pretty, really beautiful. And they grow really tall. Some of them are taller than me. Really pretty. They bring a lot of color into the green or the dried up grass if you can get enough water to water them. And this is a yucca plant, another succulent. We have a lot of cactus and succulent gardens here. A lot of people don't have a big green yard. Some of them are planted with a lot of cactus and succulents, and sometimes people make borders along their fence or around their windows, kind of for a safety thing, keeping, unwanted out. And sometimes people let it grow all the way up. These plants were planted a year ago, and they were just 1 or 2 petals, and they have multiplied that fast within a year. This plant it's one of the fastest growing succulents you can buy. They grow like crazy. You just take a paddle and you just poke it in the ground, make a little hole in the ground, poke it in there, water it, and it'll take root easily. And they're really pretty when they bloom, when they get all their flowers on. There's a honeysuckle, which I love that. I can smell it in the air sometimes. And there's blue jay. We've got enough greenery this year because of the water and the grass, all green. And the sun's coming out. And this is a tree that is in my yard, which normally doesn't get that many leaves on it. And there's my tomato plant, already getting beautiful tomatoes. Thank you.